I'm the house captain and the project director of Ravenclaw. The reason I choose this role was that I think it will help me develop my leadership, decision making, and communication. Also, doing a group project improves teamwork, helps me learn human skills, and strengthen a friendship with my classmates. My short-term responsibilities are doing the props, writing the script, helping to do the puppet, and sometimes be a cameraman. My long-term responsibilities are managing the project, which is to contribute everyone's work. I have to do the progress report every week and make sure everything is done on time so that our project can continue without have any problem left behind. In my opinion, the most challenging part of the project is to deal with people. Working with people is very hard if you don't communicate with them properly. Also, some people are not easy to deal with. But what can I do to end this problem is to at least try. And I believe if we really try, at the end of the day, everything will be better. I love and appreciate every single moment that me and our team member has spent together to do this project. It is so enjoyable and fun. But the most enjoyable part in this project for me is when we do the speaking rehearsal. It is when we read a script, speaking out loud, and sometimes we do the acting too. So it is so enjoyable, and it is really an impressive moment for me that everyone seems to really enjoy it. This project has developed my leadership, confidence, communication, and a lot of skills. Being a leader is not an easy thing to do, and it will never be. But from time to time that I have attended in this role, I think it truly improved me that now I know what to do without having others telling me to. Yes, to make a decision, to know our friend better and how to talk with them when they didn't do their job, to face and handle the pressure and solve the problems. I think these are the main skills that I've received from this project. What would I done differently? Well, I would never hesitate to tell my classmates to do the work. It was the first time of me being a leader in IEM, and at that time I was too afraid that people, my friend, were angry at me. But as the project has progressed further, I now know that that thought of mine is just a waste of time, and everyone should do the work. What I should do in that situation is not to be afraid that my classmate will get angry at me, but to do my best that I can to be the best leader that I could. And that's what I'll do.
Hi.
What's your name?
My name is Alilia Latanate Pop, or you can call me Ami. I'm from IEM 2 and I'm number 3.
Would it be okay if I ask you some questions?
Sure.
Question number 1. To which house did you belong, and what was your title or role in the project?
I'm in House Ravenclaw, which is known for intelligence and wisdom, and role that I'm playing is Professor McGonagall.
Question number 2. What short-term and long-term responsibilities did you have?
My short-term responsibility is to helping my friend doing puppet and props, and also thinking about the script too. And my long-term responsibility is to act as Professor McConnell.
Question number 3. What did you find most challenging about this project, and how did you deal with it?
I think that the most challenging thing in this project is we need to understand what's going on each scene so that we can express emotion correctly. And another one is to find the time that everyone available at the same time so that we can work together.
Number 4. What did you enjoy the most about this project, and why?
I like to do artwork and like props, something like that, with my friend because I like to do artwork and I like to creative things.
Question number 5. What skill were you able to develop during the project?
I would like to develop my skills about art to make the prop looks better, and also the script thinking skill because I think it's quite hard for me to think my own script.
Question number 6. What would you have done differently if you had to do a project like this again?
I would have been a light director because I want to challenge myself and I want to do something that I never done before.
Thank you for answering my question.
Thank you.
Hi, today I'll be interviewing myself in this 6 following question. So let's start. Number 1, to which house did you belong to and what was your title or role in this project? I belong to Gryffindor house. My role in this project is to perform as Harry Potter from chapter 10 to chapter 13. The second question, what short-term and long-term responsibilities did you have? My short-term responsibilities are to follow the instruction that the captain has instructed, which are writing the script for chapter 10, scene 2, assisting in making the draft puppet, and making the Seamus Finnegan paper puppet, which is as a group work project. So the third question, what did you find most challenging about this project and how did you deal with it? Since this project is a big project with many members and the project is filming during the whole August, which is the same time that I need to rehearse dancing for the upcoming school battles, it was quite challenging to manage time to film the puppet show. Due to my unavailable time schedule, I couldn't participate to film the puppet show, even though I'm the main character. However, on those times when I'm available to film the puppet show, some people might not be available. The puppet is a bit too tiny for my hand. When I perform as Harry, I need to move the puppet mouth. It was painful. Every time when I finish filming, my thumbs always bleed because my thumbs scrape with the puppet every time I move the puppet mouth. It's here. Fourth question, what did you enjoy most about this project and why? What I enjoy most in this project is voice acting as Harry Potter. I love to act, especially when it comes to voice acting. Even though my time schedule isn't going well with the project time schedule, and I need to perform most because I'm Harry Potter, but I still enjoy performing many scenes because I received the opportunity to do what I love, which is voice acting. Fifth question, what skill were you able to develop during this project? The skill that I was able to develop during this project is communication and punctuality. In order to work with many people, you need to know how to communicate. You need to think if what you say is helping the team or is it making the team more stressful. Communication is key. What schedule are you following? Which scene are you performing today? I also was able to develop punctuality from this project. I've learned that working as a group, you need to be on time. You can't let the whole group wait for you because people also have other things to do. Not only that it wasted other people's time, but it also delayed the plan. Now this is the final question, the sixth question. What would you have done differently if you have to do a project like this again? Personally, I feel like it would be more fun to perform in front of a real audience. Now these are an interview from me to myself. Hope you enjoy it. My name is Jiranthon Walasuntalalum. My number student is 025710, number 12 from IEM from IN2. Hope you have a good day. Bye bye.
So, hello, my name is Puchinan Panyadi. Today I'll be interviewing myself about the Harry Potter puppet show project. So, first question. To which house do you belong and what was your role in the project? So, I'm in Gryffindor and my main thing is to do I am a stage director and I also play Hagrid. What short-term and long-term responsibility do you have? Short-term, I play Hagrid and voice acting. Long-term, I am the stage director, so basically I'm directing all the scenes and book a day for each act and scenes. Next question. What did you find most challenging about this project and how do you deal with it? So, I have to deal with people that can't do their job, but they choose to do it because they like to or it is easy, but I don't know. But sometimes other people have to do their job for them. Like, if you can't do the role, like, don't choose it. And the other challenge is students can't be in time for act in each scenes. So basically how I deal with it, so I book the time before the roles, like 30 minutes before it. Next question. What did you enjoy most about this project and why? I enjoy directing because I really love directing. Also, I love to shout at my friend's face and say what they need to do. I like being powerful. The next question, the fifth one. What skills were you able to develop during this project? First of all, leadership because of course I am the stage director. Second thing, time managing. So at the first in the project, I don't know how to manage time and like I lose a lot of time by choosing like the wrong day or choosing like the wrong time to record for each scenes. So sometimes like I choose like just 30 minutes on like the evening for some day to record each scenes and it can only do like one act or something like that. That's really bad. Second thing is how to deal with the different types of people. So I'm the stage director and I have to direct like many types of people and I see like many of them can do their job really well. 6. What would you have done differently if you had to do the project like this again? Like I said, if I can, I would plan and ask for the roles that suits each person better. And this is all of it. Thank you.
First question. Which house did you belong to and what was your title or role in the project?
Well, I'm in a Ravenclaw house, which the sorting hat once said, or yet in wise old Ravenclaw, if you already mind where those over wit and learning will always find their kind. I'm a screenwriting assistant, one of the Ravenclaw's deputy, and one of the Hermione's voice performer.
Okay, so next question. What short-term and long-term capacity do you have?
Well, for the short-term ones, I need to create the puppets, for the both sock and the paper puppets. And for the long-term ones, as a screenwriting assistant, I need to help the script director write and structure the first draft. When we finish the first draft, we send it to the teacher to proofread it. We edit it and perfected it until finally we get the final draft. As a deputy, I have to help my house captains and another deputy to scheduling the planning and recording sections. And I also help them instruct everyone what jobs they must commit to. And for my last role, Hermione voice performer, I need to act, of course, in the Hermione roles in chapter 14 to 17.
What did you find most challenging about this project and how did you deal with it?
Convincing people to do their job. Right? It's tough, right? Actually, even though I'm still struggling with it, even since I have no influence toward everyone, even though I'm their deputy, and I know that I have very rights to be demanding for people to do their job. I find it's really difficult to deal with people, and I bet most of everyone gets that. In case some of our members don't do their job, I'll try to reach out to them and ask how can I give them hands. But for the very worst case, they didn't care at all, I'll adjust the amount of the work to amount of members that do their job.
What did you enjoy most about this project and why?
If you mean the least stressing part of this project, I think it's the writing script part. Every time I came up with such a sarcastic jokes or such flow dialogues, I feel like I've succeeded in something. Like I feel like yes, I did it moment. Seeing all my characters and dialogues in the screen, I felt really excited and thrilling.
What skills were you able to develop during doing this project?
There are tons actually. I think I've improved a lot of skills in this project, but I feel like the skills that I developed the most is being neutral in conversation. Right answer, isn't it? Our captains and deputies have the language, right? And most of our conversation is the problem-solving discussion. I've noticed that every time I was in their discussion, I tend to focus on how to solve the problems rather than whose fault was it. My words are clear and understandable so far. And I take no sides and avoid using my personal emotion throughout every conversation.
So what would you have done differently if you had a chance to do a project like this again?
I would like to talk to our members more, whether it's a scheduling or a trivia or the major problems that they were facing, or even a little uncomfortable feeling towards us. I would like to communicate with them more. Yeah.
So that's all for today. Thank you, Il.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. Today we're going to do the Harry Potter project interview. Let's start with the first question. To which house did you belong and what was your title or role in the project?
I belong to the house of Gryffindor, where we duel the brave of hearts. And my main role is the house captain. So I basically do the work, help and guide my friends in doing the Harry Potter puppet show. I was also the project director afterwards, because our project director was swapped a couple times, and then I am Hermione Granger in chapters 10 to 13.
What short-term and long-term responsibilities did you have?
My short-term responsibilities were I was the script editor, so I basically collected all the scripts from my designated house and I proofread them and edit it so that it will be the final draft. And then I had to be the sock and paper puppet maker, and whenever we have a due date of specific stuff we have to do in the projects, I will assist all the responsibilities so that we can finish it on time. My long-term responsibilities were being the house captain, the Hermione Granger voice actor, and afterwards the project director.
What did you find most challenging about this project and how did you deal with it?
I think the most challenging thing about this project for me is the communication and the cooperation parts. It's because not a lot of people or not everyone is eager to work. So some wouldn't do their work and put more workload to other people who already has tons to begin with. We have miscommunications because people don't read group chats, so it's quite hard to communicate with everyone and let them know their responsibilities and the requirements that they need to follow. If I put it poetically, I'm like the sun amidst planets and stars that's uncontrollable, and I have to solve problems so that they wouldn't collide and explode the universe.
What did you enjoy most about this project and why?
Harry Potter is my childhood. I read the book series when I was a kid, so playing as Hermione Granger brings back nostalgic joy. Like when I first read Wingardium Leviosa, it's kind of like, it's very dear to me, so being able to play as her is very fun. And aside from that, I am an artist, so doing the Harry and Hagrid's puppet was very fun for me.
What skills were you able to develop during this project?
A tons really, but the main ones were the managing skills because I was the house captain. I also developed communication skills because talking to a lot of people and try to understand them is quite a big work. And we had a lot of planning to do, like the shooting schedules or when we have video editings we have to do, so planning skills. And a lot more because for a big project we can learn loads.
What would you have done differently if you had to do a project like this again?
I might be stricter as the house captain. It's not like I'm not strict in this time around, but it's like I don't want to push my friends too much because technically we've just met each other this year, but sometimes it's inevitable because some people doesn't work. I feel like I'm not the perfect captain per se, but I think I'm very proud of my improvements and the way I help my friends. So I think that life is like this, and it's the beauty of it. You don't appreciate stuff until you see the worst alternative.
Hello, my name is Pitsini Sombunmingkwan and I'm from IEM 2. Today I'm going to be answering some questions.
To which house did you belong and what was your title or role in the project?
I belong in Gryffindor and my role for this project is the arts director. I'm in charge with making all the props and finding all the backgrounds.
What short-term and long-term responsibilities did you have?
My short-term responsibility for this project is the actor of Oliver Wood. You might be confused, why is it short-term? Because Oliver Wood doesn't have that many scenes to act, so I don't really have to do it in a long term. And my other short-term responsibility is helping, checking, and supporting everyone while shooting and not while shooting too. And my long-term responsibility is the arts director. As I said in the first question, I make all the props and find all the backgrounds.
What did you find most challenging about this project and how did you deal with it?
I find communication the most challenging because we have to communicate not only in our group but the other groups in the other rooms too. Sometimes when we announce something in the line group, not all people read and understand it. So we have to arrange a meeting and say it again and again so everybody can understand the same thing clearly.
What did you enjoy most about this project and why?
I enjoy making props the most for this project because I find it really fun making DIY things. I also love making arts and crafts as my hobby since I was a kid, so that's why I wanted to be the arts director, and that's why I enjoy making props.
What skills were you able to develop during this project?
I have developed communication skills, management, and arrangement during this project.
What would you have done differently if you had to do a project like this again?
If I had to do a project like this again, I would make each group do a different story. Because for me, when every group is doing the same story, each group has different patterns and different styles for doing things. So that's why when we put all of it together in one story, it makes each part different styles from each other. So I wanted to make each group a different story so it can be in the same line. That's it. Thank you.
To which house did you belong and what was your title or role in the project?
Yes, so I belong to Gryffindor house, um, which my role, firstly, my role is an actor for Lee Jordan, which I think I do it pretty good, but yeah, so, but now there's a little bit problem, so I volunteer to do a assistant script director. So now I have more roles. I have helping the script director. Yes.
Okay. What short-term and long-term responsibilities did you have?
So my short-term responsibility is to do a voice actor for Lee Jordan, which I am currently doing it, and my long-term is to help the other members which they need what they need, and becoming a assistant script director for now.
All right. What did you find most challenging about this project and how did you deal with it?
There's a lot challenging in this project, which I think that firstly is to communicate, which I believe our house didn't do as well as it should be, and yeah, to work with a lot of people and to divide the roles equally, like someone do it, someone don't do it. Yeah, so to have more responsibility for someone and for me as well. Yes.
What did you enjoy most about this project and why?
So the thing that I enjoy in this project is to learn many new skills, like teamwork, how to communicate with people, how to work as a group, work together, communicating, and to realize that you can't do anything by yourself, which you have to like, I don't want to say rely on someone, but I think it's to make someone do their roles, which is very hard, and I think I am learning many new skills. Yes.
Okay. What skills were you able to develop during this project?
Yes, as I said before, it's communicating, teamwork, and to have more responsibility.
Okay. And last question. What would you have done differently if you had to do a project like this again?
So I would I would not choose to be an actor at first. I think I would be choosing the more responsibility role to, because currently in this situation there's a lot of people that don't do their work. So I think I want to make this house better by managing the people, the time, everything. Yes, that would be more better for this house.
That's it. Thank you.
Hello, today I'll be doing the behind the scene interview video. So let's get started. I belong to the Gryffindor house, which is known for its bravery and courage. Our house animal is a lion, and our house colors are scarlet and gold. My role in the project are being an editor, paper puppet maker, and the cast of Draco Malfoy. I had lots of fun making the puppet with my friends, and I look forward to learn more about editing a video. My short-term capacity is making social media promotion poster. I divided responsibilities with my friend based on which part we took care of. For this poster, our talented house captain, Kapuk, did the illustration, and I'm in charge of writing information and putting line of inside QR code in the poster. For my long-term role, I take care of casting Draco Malfoy and editing our video. By using cognition, I acknowledge from our lovely teachers. I improve the way I pronounce words and sentences. It's hard to understand how the rules work, but eventually, me and my friend work it out. In my opinion, I think acting is the hardest, but by following the EMR rules, which stands for emotional, motivation, and relationships, the performances should turn out realistic. But it's harder than I thought. Since we need to feel like we are that character at the moment. I don't have that many scenes to act in, but it's totally challenging for me. Well, I enjoy making the prototype sock puppet the most. Also, although we Gryffindor face lots of problems, I like doing invention and found it more interesting while doing it with my friends. We had lots of problems doing Harry's hand at first because it looked unnatural, but we fixed them by braiding threads together and they also became more durable. It makes me a calmer person. Of course, not everything will go as you wish. So as I'm doing the work with my teammates, this project has also taught me how to find a solution and how to get through our problems. I would have changed my role in the project. In this era, having varieties of skills will enable me to have more choices for making money. Since most of the duty in this project are about filming a movie, I think I could become an influencer or even YouTuber, and that would be awesome, cause it's my dream job since I was a kid. For example, if I am a script director, I will know how to make the storytelling become more interesting. And that's all for today behind the scene interview video. Thank you for watching and I hope you have a good day.
I belong to Gryffindor house. My roles are editing script and playing as Dumbledore in the puppet show. My role as a short term is script editor and my long term is an actor. It's kind of hard for me actually. My most challenging part is playing as the main character. My role is Dumbledore. It is quite challenging for me because of the tone voice is go down and low tone, and the old voice, and the puppet movement is kind of hard for me because I don't usually get to it that easy. But somehow I did it. I just did it. All through is kind of hard for me because it is very important character. By this word, I practice speaking in front of the mirror and moving my hand as it sync to the puppet. But someday I'm kind of tired of school, so I didn't did it. So instead, I let my parents look at me and tell me which part is kind of bad or something like that. The most enjoyed part of mine is making the puppets. It's quite fun for me to make these puppets. It helped me getting to know each other insanely fast. Like making the puppet together help something like that. It helped me get to know each other insanely fast. Well, in this project, I get to develop my speaking skills, puppet movement skills, and writing skills. It's about the script. It's kind of hard, I don't know what to cut. So my friend helping me a lot about that. And working as a teamwork. Well, actually, I usually work alone because I feel like it's easier, but I was completely wrong. Actually, I was so wrong for that, for thinking about like that. Because working as a team is a lot more faster. So this project helped me change my mind from the first to the back. Yeah, something like that, and it's kind of helped me a lot after that. Well, if I get to do this project again, I would be so grateful and so love to do this project. I would change my roles as an actor to some main characters that help me more develop skills, having more scripts, Voldemort, Harry Potter, and that one oh yeah, the Hagrid. I want to try Hagrid a lot because it have low tone voice and it's very challenging for me, and I would love to. I want to develop my speaking skills on this project. This project help me develop a lot of speaking skills and writing skills. I want to develop it into a master level, more and more.
Which house do you belong and what is your role?
I belong in Ravenclaw. I have two roles. My first role is being the art director, and the second role is voice acting as Ron. I love drawing and doing artwork, and I think my skill will be helpful for being the art director. That's why I choose it. And for Ron, I've been dreaming of voice acting, and when the time came, you told us, and I need to do the puppet, I was so excited, and I know I need to be Ron.
What is your long-term responsibilities and what is your short-term responsibility?
My short-term responsibilities are drawing the storyboard. I have drew 30 of them. It's too many. I can't even remember. And the next one is I need to voice acting Ron Weasley for the promotion clips. And my last responsibilities is I need to decide the work, and I need to decide what prop to make. I need to read the script. I need to manage the time to make. I need to hand in the work so the work will be finished on time. And for Ron Weasley,
I need to play the puppet at him, mimicking his voice, and remember the script. What do you find most challenging while you're doing the work? Most challenging, so I have two roles, right? What I found most challenging for being a Ron voice actor and playing as Ron is I think it's hard to move the puppet when I'm talking and when I'm moving them with hands. I think it's so hard. And I need to remember the script so I don't have to read it on my phone. And for art director, I think it's hard to decide what props to make, and I need to hand the work. And some of the member didn't help, so some member need get more work to do. But I need to help everything, and I need to make it finish on time. What do you enjoy most for this project and why? I have enjoyed talking to my friends while making the props. It's like a time that you could share your story, your love life, or what you have been through. And during the shooting session, we laughed so hard for 1 hour straight at our mistakes. It was so fun, even though we have made so many mistakes. But in the end, the work turned out so good. And I've really enjoyed making the prop. It was so fun. I get to draw, I get to color it, and it's like achieve my artwork skill. What skill do you be able to develop while doing this project? The skill I have developed is to be patient and be on time. I need to be patient while making the props, and I need to focus on the props I am making. I need to be on time, and I need to be more responsible to make the work done in time because I am the art director and I'm carrying the whole art team. And it's not only for my points but for the whole team. So I need to be more responsible, being on time so the members could be on time, and I need to be more helpful. What would you done differently if you get to do this project again? Next time, I will be a script director to face more experience in writing the script and read the books before writing it, because I have never developed it before and I have never do it before. And moreover, I think I want to be a video creator because I've never edited a video before and I want to try the new app so I can achieve more skill and use it in the future. My name is Supakata Juror number 4. My case 222 and 55, and my nickname is Panpan and number 4. Thank you.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Patrana Manoso. My nickname is Punch number 28 from IEM 2.
May I ask you some questions?
Definitely.
Okay, question number 1. Which house do you belong to and what was your title or role on this project?
I belong to House Ravenclaw, which is known for wise learning, wisdom, wit, and intellect. The animal that represents our house is eagle. It symbolizes intelligence and wisdom. The role that I'm playing is that of a character called Firenze, who is a centaur who saved Harry Potter from a monstrous creature in the Forbidden Forest.
And question number 2. What is your short-term and long-term responsibility did you have?
My short-term responsibilities are to help my friends make a puppet and also to write a script for our chapter, which is chapter 14 to 17. And my long-term responsibilities are to act as a Firenze. I have to make a script for my part and practice it. I have to take a responsibilities for my character the whole semester.
And what did you find most challenging about this project and how did you deal with it?
The most challenging part about this project is not the workload for me, but the perfect time to work as a group. We were not available at the same time, so it's quite hard to work as a team sometimes. So we decided to make a poll to vote for a perfect day and come according to the result.
And what did you enjoy the most about this project and why?
What I enjoy the most about the project is the artwork because it's quite fun to make our own puppet, which we can color and design our own style of puppet. And I also enjoy spending time making a puppet with my friends. As we come from a different school, making a puppet helps us bond with each other. We got to talk more, which make us closer.
And then what skills were you able to develop during this project?
I got to develop my thinking skills, my working skills, and my art skills. I use thinking skills for the script and to make a decision about this project. And then I use my working skills to work with my friends and know how to deal with a different style of people and work with them peacefully. And finally, what I think is used the most is my art skills for the puppets.
And then the last question, what would you have done differently if you had to do a project like this again?
I would have changed the puppet clothing a little bit to make it more realistic and more wonderful and more gorgeous. Make it more look like its character and make it unique, which you can definitely tell by looking at it.
Thank you for asking.
From IEM 2.
To which house did you belong to, and what was your title or role in the project?
I'm in Ravenclaw, the house of wisdom, intellectual ability, and creativity. At first, I couldn't choose which house to join. My friend suggested that I take the Sorting Hats quiz on the Wizarding World, which is the official website for Harry Potter, and that brought me to Ravenclaw. For this project, my roles are the deputy captain, the production director, a promoter, and a video editor.
What short-term and long-term responsibilities did you have?
My short-term responsibilities are writing the script for Chapter 17, Scene 1, making the stock and paper puppets, and help my groupmates record the rehearsal video. For the long-term responsibilities, I'm responsible for joining meetings along with the captain and planning things together. Also, I have to schedule the recordings, conducting the shooting sessions, help make social media posts, and make the official line account. I am also taking part in the post-production process.
What did you find most challenging about in the project, and how did you deal with it?
Working with people is one of the most challenging things. It requires several skills such as communication, understanding others, and knowing what they're thinking. I have to plan what to say, the language I'm going to use, and how I will convey what I'm trying to make them know without hurting them or breaking our friendship. Also, I find it hard to interpret what I have in mind to others in words, like how I want the scene to look. However, a wider range of vocabulary will definitely make this easier.
What did you enjoy most about the project?
I actually enjoyed everything. It was nice to get to do activities with my friends. The craft works was one of the most exciting things for me because I haven't done artworks for years, and this project just made me get to do it again. Also, the shooting sessions were very fun and hilarious. We were trying so hard to make the puppets look good, to make them tall enough, to make them not too short, to make their mouth look okay, not too weird. It was really fun. Also, writing the script is one of the new things I've never done before, and I thought it was quite enjoyable. I get to imagine what I want it to be, how I want the scene to look like.
What skills were you able to develop during the project?
I developed so many skills, such as, of course, language skills, communication, understanding others, and negotiating, talking them to do work. And also I learned skills I would get to use in the near future, such as working skills, art and crafts, editing the videos and the sound, writing the script, which I would definitely get to use a lot because I think it's something that is required for many works. And also I think I learned a lot with time management and stress management. I have to manage my time efficiently and manage my thoughts. I have to save time for myself, for relaxing and entertainment too.
what would you have done differently if you had to do the project like this again?
Firstly, I would plan the project well from the very beginning. I have to know what I have to do. I need a to-do list or a milestone check for the project. Also, I would communicate more with my roommates. I would tell them or talk to them individually to make sure we have the same understanding. Also, I will give clear instructions for my roommates when we have to do work together too.
Hello, welcome to our channel again. Today we have a very special guest and I'm going to interview some of the questions that I have prepared. So without any further ado, let's get to meet her. Hello, my name is Margie and I am in IEM major. So this project is about a puppet show. Our major chooses Harry Potter movie to turn into a puppet show. So for the first question, I want to know which house did you belong to and what was your title or role in the project. I am in Ravenclaw house. The symbol of this house is bronze eagle, which represents intelligence and wisdom. And I also am a voice actor as Draco Malfoy. Okay. For the next question is, what short-term and long-term responsibilities did you have? For short-term responsibilities, I and my friends made the puppets and props for the play. It took several days to finish the work. For long-term responsibilities, I voiced as Draco Malfoy. It was fun to voice him and I actually really like this character. So the third question is, what did you find most challenging about this project and how did you deal with it? The most challenging thing is the space where we filmed the video. We were filming in a very small space, therefore we needed to pack together. Moreover, while we were filming, we needed to hide our heads underneath the table and raise our hands. This took many hours to finish, which made our back and arm really sore. Oh, I hope your back is okay now. So, for the fourth question, what did you enjoy most about this project and why? I enjoy making puppets and props because I spent time with my friends. And when we were filming, it was really fun. Oh, you must have a really fun time with your friends. So, the fifth question is, what skills were you able to develop during this project? I learned how to make puppets, for example, Ron and Dumbledore. And I also make other kinds of props for the play too. This made me very happy when I saw the finished work. And finally, for the last question, what would you have done differently if you had to do a project like this again? If we had to do a project like this again, as a team, all members should have discussed about planning, timing, and each member's role for the play. We should prepare materials beforehand, so when we start the process, we can finish work as planned. So thank you very much for being here. I hope you have a good day after this. And thank you for listening to our interview. I hope you have a great day. Bye!
Greetings, my name is Pimada Silalikit, or you can just call me Meiji. I'm from IEM 2, my number is 24 and my student ID is 026134. I am from Gryffindor House and I worked as the Assistant Sound and Lighting Directors. My role more likely to have a long-term responsibilities more than short-term responsibilities. I always need to be on set or every shooting day, which kind of give me the pain in the butt, but it's my job, so I need to do that. So the scenes has a poor lighting, so I need to set the adequate lighting for the scene and make sure that there's no shadow on the green screen, since it may cause some problem for the editing team. So our house agreed to use the voiceover method. So I need to make sure that the voiceover complements the performance of the puppet. Even though I have a minor role, I still encounter with some issues. Working with a huge number of individuals is the most difficult for me. This is the most important project I've ever worked on, so as a result, I had to complete it with a classmate I've never met or worked with before. It helps me see that there's many various types of people. Some we are grateful to have them as a team, and some we don't. It is kind of a mixed bag of feelings, good and evil. However, I believe that communication could be the best solution for us. I am certain that everyone believes that communication is the most powerful yet effective way to solve the problem. Writing the script is what I most enjoyed about, since I do not have to deal with many people like other parts. Moreover, I feel like my childhood being fulfilled by this moment. It made me feel like I re-entering the Harry Potter universe, since I did not share my childhood with Harry Potter as much as other kids does. And to be honest, I don't think I feel the term enjoy much in this project. But don't worry, I still have the nice feeling remains for this project. Socializing is what I were able to develop the most. I admit that working as this big group is not a cup of my tea much, but during the project, I was able to develop these skills through various methods, including active listening, empathy, and effective communications. By listening to others, I was able to better understanding their perspective and preference, also putting myself in their shoes and try to understand their perspective. I was able to address any challenges that may have arisen. Through these experiences, I was able to understand the importance of the social aspect of the project work, which have already effects in my both professional and personal life. This is the toughest question to me, since I do not want to do this project ever again in my lifetime. But if you ask me, there's several things I would do differently. I would seek out opportunities to grow and learn more. I want to see the vision and the execution of this project clearer than I am now. Also, seeking mentorship or engaging in conversation with teacher Mida or teacher Liam, who supervises my class in this project. Also, I want to foster a sense of teamwork. I might be better to understand other perspectives and create a supportive environment for all involved. Hopefully, the result will reflect my intentions towards the project and show me what I could improve to be succeed in my work for the future. Thank you.
What's up, guys? Today we're back with a brand new video. But before we get into it, we're in a mini series called Let's Talk. Now, before we begin our show, we have our very special guest today here with us tonight. Hooray! So, you guys wanna know, right? Let's get into it. So, we're here with our guest now. Please say hi, please. Hi! So, we begin now. So, the first question is, to which house did you belong? And what was your title or role in this project?
I'm in Ravenclaw House. I play a part in actor, arts director assistant. As for the actor, I play as Neville Longbottom and Filch. Now we go for the arts director assistants. I serve as an assistant. I help the arts director. So in social media, advertise people to watch our show and support production team and do all the props is our work. What short-term and long-term responsibilities did you have? Now, for the long-term, I already explained it earlier. For the arts director assistants, let's jump to the actor part. So for the actor part, you just have to be on time, make practice, and make a good shot, yeah. And then for the short term, I had a time that I had to help members do the prototype video and behind the scenes. I helped them draw and paint paper characters, and I brought materials from which for both prototype and behind the scenes. What did you find most challenging about this project, and how did you deal with it? I think it's flexibility, I guess, because flexibility is not my style at all. I had to try really hard to do that, to make a good pose. I deal with it by finding a comfortable way and also a good pose at the same time to make the character look like they are in a good pose in the camera, and then so that makes the scene looks good. Yeah, I think that's for the challenging. What did you enjoy most about this, and why? Well, for me, I think the fun part is the acting part, like voice acting. I really like voice acting because you can be who you are and you can let the emotions that you wanna be by saying it out loud. And that's why the reason that I like or love voice acting. But other than that, I also can be in character that I want. I think that's for the fun part. What skills were you able to develop during this project? I think it's the teamwork, first one, because you have to do a lot of agreement with your members, like who did that, those things. And also we had to work really hard and try our best to make a good one. So I'll give it to responsibility. And for the third one, the last one, I think it's the pronunciation, because by pronouncing it clearly, it help us to pronounce it more clearly. And lastly, what would you have done differently if you had to do a project like this again? I think if I had another chance to do a project like this again, I think I would go for the character. I would do voice acting again, but this time it's gonna be different because I want to be one of the main characters, like Ron. And that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. That's it for our video.
Which house did you belong, and what was your title or role in the project?
Well, I am in the Ravenclaw house, and my role is to be the voice actor for Hagrid. And do you want to see my voice at Hagrid? Well, you are seeing it right now. This is my voice at Hagrid. Because it's work. That's the reason why. And also I'm an editor too, but yeah, people probably just kinda know because this video is also kinda well edited too. If you think it's well edited, and if you think it's well edited, then thank you very much.
What short-term and long-term responsibilities did you have?
Well, my term of responsibility is kind of mixed bag. It's somewhere between like high and somewhere low too. Okay, so I have like an actor, like a voice of Hagrid too, right? So that's kind of like a bit more responsibility you do to like practice the script and kind of read. So I remember like the word like sleeping up and just waking up and just do the thing. And And I somewhat have like lower too because I also do like just only do the acting, but also somewhat high too because I gotta do the editing too. So kind of like a mixed bag, to be honest.
What did you find most challenging about this project, and how did you deal with it?
Well, the challenging work is puppet. Like the one thing the puppet show is. I know it is a static, non-moving like role, but to be honest, it's kind of painful. I'm like a medium-sized guy, so and like the thing is pretty small, the puppet table. So yeah, just small, and there's like 4 people in it, and I just can't do anything about it. I just got to cope with it. And then most of the time, my hand is not like this or like this. It's kind of like this more. As you can see right here, it's more than this actually, kind of like this. And there's a one time I hurt my hand too. Ouch. And what do I deal with it? Oh, I don't deal with it. I just kind of cope a bit more. It's painful. Really, really painful.
What skills were you able to develop during this project?
What did I learn about the whole thing? Well, the whole thing, I learned about teamwork. Of course, if we count, we have teamwork. And also I learned about the responsibility that I could do and the voice acting too. A bit because I mean I use my own voice for Hagrid, so yeah. And yeah, the teamwork, the friend we make along the way, just the whole thing. I improve a lot, maybe because I'm like introvert and I'm still introvert like in end of the day, but I less than an introvert, but like still an introvert in a day. So yeah.
What did you enjoy most about this project and why?
Oh well, I've been well, if I can change anything, okay, let me just make a scenario. If I am a management guy, right, I want this puppet show to be like, instead of 2 classrooms, it's 1 classroom. The reason is that sometimes like one of the classroom doesn't do anything and be lazy, while the other class will just gonna do everything and carry the whole project. So if I split it to like two class, or maybe like one of the class have 2 group, kind of like that. It shorten the people, but like it take people have like more responsibility. Like, oh, now you got to do more of the actor. Oh, now you got to do the same with like the editing. Got to do almost everything now, and this will be smaller too because I think I see a lot of people doesn't like it because it's so big, and my brother doesn't have it because like, well, he is an online class in the other thing instead that I get to do with him.
I'm in Ravenclaw and my role in this project is the lighting director. My part in this project is to set up and control the lights. And I also have to work closely with the editor of this puppet show because lights cause shadows, and shadows are important when working with the green screen. We don't want shadows. We want the green screen to stay as green as it possibly can. So with little to no shadows disturbing it, so that the editing part can go smoothly and the background looks realistic. I prioritize in setting up the lights in the studio, making sure that the angles are where it's supposed to be. That's my long-term responsibility. As for short-term, I do come in and help with the behind-the-scene filming, such as the promotion video, and I also voiced over the puppet making video. I also help put in some of the ideas in those projects as well, and yeah, if anybody ever needed help, I am always there to help them. The most challenging thing I find with this project is communication, since there are many people working in this project. Miscommunication can occur quite often. So to avoid this problem, I prefer asking up front rather than texting, because I feel like I can get the answer right then and there and have it explained to me clearly. Another important thing is to always keep up with your group work and to always be involved, because yeah, that would at least help you with some of the challenges you are facing. Working with my friend is the thing that I find to be the most enjoyable in this project. Yes, it can get tiring and exhausting, sometimes having to redo or refilm a certain scene over and over again and keep correcting the errors. But because we're always so supportive of one another and we're always giving positive affirmations to one another, it helps to make the process much more fun and less stressful. And everybody is motivated and we don't procrastinate as much. I was able to develop skills such as time management because I needed to make time for this project, as well as the time to do other schoolwork. Problem solving and decision making. There were a few bumps along the way with the setups and the equipments being messed up. As for the lighting part, some weren't working properly, so I had to improvise and solve the problem that we were facing there on the spot, which helped develop the 2 skills I just mentioned. I would have picked a position that I'm good at, like arts and crafts. I made a mistake by picking a random position without looking into what are the responsibilities or what a person in that position does. I have little to no knowledge about lighting or how angles and shadows work with cameras, so when it came to doing the actual work, I wasn't able to do my best. I wasn't able to perform my best, and I was very unprofessional about it.
Hello everyone, my name is Nine, and today I'm going to do the Harry Potter project interview. Let's start with the first question. To which house did you belong, and what was your title or role in the project? I belong to Ravenclaw House and just became a stage director a couple weeks ago for some reason. My main role right now is to manage voice actress positions, help set up and keep the lights, and book the room for recording. Moreover, I also play the Dumbledore role, which is quite challenging because I have to memorize and speak for almost 2 scenes alone. Being Dumbledore is a totally new, different experience for me because I have never acted in front of anyone's face before. What short-term and long-term responsibilities did you have? I have tons of short-term responsibilities, such as making prototype and final puppets, props, promotional photos, writing a little script, and a tiny edit in the prototype video. In addition, I also have 2 long-term responsibilities, like Dumbledore voice actress and stage director. This may seem like a lot of work, but actually, it's really fun doing them. To be honest, I think they even make more benefits to me because I believe that the more I work, the greater skill improvements I can get. What did you find the most challenging about this project, and how did you deal with it? The most challenging thing I have encountered in this project is that when I wrote the script, it was very difficult to make a conversation sound natural. Unfortunately, the long tough dialogues became mine, Dumbledore, so I have to remember all of them. And Dumbledore accent is hard to pronounce because it is slow but fast at the same time. Also, doing the hand control is very hard because I have no chance to see if my hand is in an appropriate position or not. But I will memorize most of the script and practice the hand control at home to lessen the recording time. What did you enjoy the most about this project and why? I enjoy making puppets, promotional posters, and props very much because they allow me to be creative. I love using all my creativity on designing them. Plus, I also find that seeking a material to make puppets is interesting. For example, a material to make in haste has to be hard but flexible, which is really hard to find. So we end up with the 7-Eleven chocolate cake cup. What skills were you able to develop during this project? I considered working with a lot of people harder than I expected. Sometimes, when I don't feel like doing my job, I do it anyway. On the other hand, some people just let it go because they don't want to do it, which causes more workload for some of Ravenclaw's members. I think these kind of people are the hardest group to work with, and due to this tremendous problem,
I think my communication skills are gradually developing because I have to find a way to talk with them to do their job but not getting hit at the same time. What would you have done differently if you have to do a project like this again? If I have to do a project like this again, I may avoid being the voice actress because it will require me to say the dialogue naturally and enthusiastically. But my voice is kind of monotone, which is super boring. Furthermore, I could say that I may enjoy making artwork more than being an actress. But I'm not and will never regret doing this because it's made me improve my confidence and acting skills so.
To which house did you belong and what was your title or role in the project?
I belong to Gryffindor. I am the script director, script proofreader, and I also make the props for Harry and Hagrid. But not only that, I do general management because a lot of people don't do that. So I'm almost the project director for Gryffindor, almost, but I don't have the name on it. That's basically what I do.
Alright. So, what short-term and long-term responsibilities did you have?
My short term was to write my own script because everyone in Gryffindor had to write a part of the script. So I had my part on my fair share part of writing my script. And my long term is to fixing the script, seeing for imperfections, which there is a lot. I understand that there's a lot of people in the house, but it's kind of ridiculous on how many parts I have to actually fix. That's basically it. But now I am also doing general management, which means I am the one who give out works, give out jobs, assign work, check for deadlines and things for everyone practically.
Alright. What did you find most challenging about this project and how did you deal with it?
The most challenging is very easy. It is working with people. People is obviously something very hard to understand, but the problem that we have is everyone have their own perks. Some of them decides to do so much work, some of them decide to do nothing at all. So the problem that we have now and how do we solve it, it's not clear. It's more of if I'm going to give you a solution of what I did is to suck up with it, put up with it, and just do the part of their job entirely. And that's what I have been doing the whole semester.
Alright. What did you enjoy most about this project and why?
I enjoy writing my own script a lot. I really like writing. I like writing essays. Give me a lot of essay work if possible. I really love that part. But other than that, this project hasn't been much fun. Not saying I don't like it. I think it is challenging. But it is not something I fancy, I guess.
Okay. What skills were you able to develop during this project?
Oh, a lot. This project gives me a lot of skills development. One of them being the leadership skill and talking to humans skill. It's more of me communicating to people and trying to get them to listen despite being in their face or tagging them online but still not getting a solid answer from them. It makes me find creative ways to get them to do the job that they're assigned to do, not just waiting for the teacher to be kicking their ass with the deadlines. So that's practically what I learned. But there's also a lot of other minor skills that I learned, such as speaking skills, something like that, acting skills, but the main part is leadership.
Alright, and lastly, what would you have done differently if you had to do a project like this again?
What would I done differently? To be absolutely honest, to the bottom of my heart, I would be the house captain, and I would not choose the people that in my house by volunteer. I will choose them. I will choose people who I want in my house and exclude the people who I don't. Well, in that sense, I kind of have to learn and do my work with them before actually saying that. So it's hypothetically, I know who is doing work, who is not. yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to re-choose the members and everything will go way better.
Alright. Thank you.
I belong to Gryffindor House. My role in this project is editor, but for actually editor got cancelled, so I just have to cut some scene that we don't need it out to help teacher have less work about like edit or something. And also I'm voice actor. My character is Parvati. She's a Gryffindor girl and I got Flish. Oh, and also I do the schedule too. So the short-term one is I helped to create the puppet, both of the prototype one and the real one. And long-term is voice actor. Even my character Parvati and Finch not the one of the main character and have just a few lines, but I'm always practice it and trying to improve my skills. For me, I think the most challenge about this project is how to act the puppet. Like for real, it's very hard because we have to link it with our voice, and the puppet is really hard to move. Like we have to move just like the bottom lips, and we have to link it with like our mouth movement in real life, and we have to make it look realistic and act like the puppet have life. I practiced this a lot and I think I'm better now, but it's still not good enough, so I'll practice more. So what I enjoy the most is making puppet. Even it's very long time ago, but it's very fun because I like crafting and the puppet is very cute and funny, and when it's turned out good, I was like really proud of it. Also, I like to do project like the group work. Like it's really fun to do something with our friend, and even sometimes kind of have some chaotic, but it's fun though. Of course, acting, like voice acting, because the puppet have just one face, like they don't have emotion or reaction or feeling or anything that come out of their face. So our voice have to show out what this character is feeling. For actually in future, I want to be an actress, so this helped me a lot to improve my acting skill, like my voice acting skill. Actually, I wanna try like be a leader. Like not the hate leader, just a leader for some section. Because what I do now is just do what they tell me to do. Do my role, follow them, and it helps a little thing. I wanna try to manage team, like and dealing with people. I think that is a very good and usable skill that I should improve.
To which house did you belong and what was your title or role in this project? I am in House Ravenclaw and the role that I chose to be in this project was to be the script director. Every member in the house all wrote their script that they were given to. Me, the script director, and Im, the assistant script director, have checked every chapters and scenes in the script to make sure that it has comedy in it because it's a comedy genre. Correct spelling, no mistakes, and so on. What short-term and long-term responsibilities do you have? My short-term responsibility was editing the prototype video. It was easy, but some of the clips were like an hour long, so my iPad kind of just ran out of storage most of the time. And my long-term responsibility is being the script director, which, as I explained in question 1, that I help and check the script with the assistant script director. What did you find most challenging about this project, and how did you deal with it? The most challenging part of this project would definitely have to be the filming process. We had so many takes for just one scene. I kind of feel bad for the actors because they have to sit in like this very awkward and uncomfortable position. Like if we see the actor's head in the frame, we have to retake the whole scene. But each scenes were not that long, but still we all felt sorry for them. And how we dealt with it was to give the actors clear instructions and telling them what they did wrong for them to do better in the next take. What did you enjoy most about this project and why? What I enjoyed most has to be making the puppets. Making the puppets was super fun. The props were also very fun to make as well. What also makes this project enjoyable has to be the behind the scenes as well. There were so many bloopers because some of the dialogues were very funny, so the people behind the cameras were laughing quite hard. What skills were you able to develop during this project? The skills that I have developed while doing this project has to be how to write scripts, mainly writing scripts, multitasking, and teamwork. And for things like this, you need a lot of help from your members. Like even if you already have a role but your work had already finished, you should help your members out, always. You can also take me as an example. The scripts are already finished, but there's still filming to do. So I helped with the filming process, reorganizing props on set, and bought food and water for the actors so they don't get tired from filming all day. What would you have done differently if you had to do a project like this again? What I would have done differently was to organize my schedule and do things better than I did in this project, because for this project I had to multitask a lot, from doing the script while also making the puppets, props, editing videos, and school work. Yep.
Hi, my name is Patrick Timunjaran and I'm number 26, and today I'm going to do an interview about the puppet show. How did you belong and what was your title or role in the project? I am in House Gryffindor and I am an art assistant and the voice actor of Colonel Squirrel. What short-term and long-term responsibility did you have? My long-term responsibility are being the art assistant and the voice actor of Colonel Squirrel. And my short-term responsibility are being the video editor of rehearsal videos and the promotion video. What did you find most challenging about this project and how did you deal with it? I think the most challenging thing about this project is it's a new experience for me and for a lot of people too, because my previous school they don't have this kind of large scale project like this puppet show, so we gotta manage our time and have more responsibility in the work that we have given to and communicate to each other very well because there's a lot of work to do. What did you enjoy most about this project and why? I enjoy editing the rehearsal video and the promotion video because I have basic in editing videos and there more room to improve, and I think I'm going to try to edit some scenes myself too because I like editing and it's fun for me. What skill you able to develop during this project? I'm able to manage my time and plan better and know that how show like this produced and the process of making this show. What would you have done differently if you had to do a project like this again? I would manage my time better and plan the work a lot better because it's a new experience for me and I've never worked like this before. And if we able to do project like this next time, we might be able to plan it better.
I belong to the Ravenclaw House, and my role is the assistant stage director. I help with the stage setup, making sure it's gonna be great on camera, such as making the tables and the green screens are aligned with each other and not crooked. I also make sure that the actors and the puppets' positions are correct. I position myself behind the cameras with the other directors, and that's where I usually do my job. My short-term responsibilities are being a voice actor for the puppet making video and being the script writer for chapter 17, and those are my short-term responsibilities. My long-term responsibilities are being the assistant stage director. I'm working behind the scenes to check the positions of the actors and puppets and making sure the stage is okay for recording. The thing I found the most challenging in this project is the schedule. We usually do recordings on Thursdays at noon and we're done about 6 p.m. This is the most challenging for me because I usually go back home by boat. At about 6 p.m. the boats are packed and I can't stand it where it's cramped in there. I have to go back home about 5 p.m. when the boats aren't as packed as 6 p.m. So I have to leave my duties behind. I dealt with that. I would do my best of my duties and help my members with everything I could before I go back home. What I enjoyed the most about this project was when we worked together as a team. We always worked together as a group and everyone was happy. But there was a short time when things got where they shouldn't. But we fixed it and continued the project. I'm very proud of every member of the house that we worked hard together and I enjoyed it so much, and I hope they feel the same. I developed several skills during this project, such as teamwork. When I worked together with other directors and actors, I thought we were a team, and everyone was doing their duties. I developed the communication skill also with the other teammates as well. In this role, I have to communicate with all of the actors. I have learned skills that make me speak better and it makes me not shy when speaking. It helped me improve myself a lot and I'll use these skills better in the future. I would change my role to a script director or assistant because I kind of like writing stuff and I enjoy reading books. So what a pity that in this project I didn't pick the script director position. And I would change the way I help my fellow members in their work. I would help them more and to put them at ease and to not let them get stressed. So I like to do the same with my other group members in the future too and help them.
Hello Teacher Meter, and today I'm gonna get interviewed by an anonymous person. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, hit me with the first question.
To which house did you belong and what was your title or role in the project?
So I belong in Gryffindor and my first assigned role was a production director and I picked it myself. And as a production director, I make sure everything on set runs smoothly, the production goes well. But as time went on, all my fellow directors did an amazing job. They took care of everything and I was barely needed. But if I were to be needed, I would always be on set because as a side role, or maybe my main role now, I voice act Ron Weasley.
and I always have to be on set to practice my lines and to practice puppeteering. Next question.
What short-term and long-term responsibilities did you have?
So my short-term responsibilities would be helping out with the art directors and with the props. For me, I made the club in the troll scene, and I also helped with the food props because I bought a bunch of toy plastic food to help with the scenes that has a feast or a meal in the cafeteria. And my long-term responsibility would be voice acting Ron Weasley. It's not an easy job, and you have to always be there, and you always have to be in almost every single scene. So I'm there most of the time.
What did you find most challenging about this project, and how did you deal with it?
So it would probably be trying to film as many scenes as we possibly can with a limited amount of time. Our house has schedules early in the morning, and it is really hard for everyone to come on time, and that causes a delay and interrupts our production. Now, we only got 2 scenes in 3 hours that we were there, and it's very, very below average, I think. And how we dealt with it was recently we changed the way how we were shooting it. So instead of puppeteering and voice acting at the same time, we decided to do it separately. So even though the puppeteering person is not there, we can still voice record while waiting for them.
What did you enjoy most about this project and why?
So I really enjoyed preparing and making the props with the art directors because there's a lot of props needed for each scene and each chapter. It was really fun seeing the puppets come together. I helped make Harry Potter, that's like the main puppet here. Another thing I liked was voice acting for Ron Weasley. He's truly a character. You have to learn to use your voice, you have to give expressions and emotions, and you have to practice with the British accent a lot. And even though puppeteering and voice acting gives me a lot of back pain, but it is really fun, and I am honored to be one of the main characters.
What skill were you able to develop during this project?
I would say puppeteering because it's something really unexpected, yet I had to master it in a short amount of time to play my role of Ron Weasley. And as Ron Weasley, I had to learn how to speak in character, control the puppet, as well as read a script all at the same time, as well as hiding under a table. That's why it caused a lot of back pain. But I must say it is a skill I've never thought I've acquired, but it is a really fun little skill you should have along with you, learning to use all senses at once and being able to showcase the character just through your voice and just through the puppet.
What would you have done differently if you had a project like this again?
I would make sure nobody goes complaining and whining to the other teachers, so the teacher who's actually willing to help gets to push us forward and assure that we will get the job done rather than let us do nothing. Learning from this year's mistakes, it seems like every student is busy complaining instead of actually putting effort and doing the work. If they were to do the work and take criticism and accept it and change it and put it into the work, this project would be slightly more smoother and more successful.
Good evening, everyone. Today, I'm going to interview Do IEM 2, and she's here. Hello, I'm Do from IEM 2. So, the first question is, to which house did you belong? And what's your title or role in this project? I belong in Gryffindor house, and my first role in here is to be a sound and light director, which is a big responsibility because you have to manage the sound, the light, to set up your scene, your everything in behind the scene. And I also play as McGonagall, the teacher in Hogwarts, in chapter 10, scene 1 to 2. I think it's challenging to me so much because I have to holding 2 roles at the same time, which is in front stage and in backstage. Whoa, that's amazing. Let's move to the second questions. What is your long-term responsibility and short-term responsibility did you have? My long-term responsibility is gonna be like the sound and light director for sure, because I have to setting the camera, to setting the light, and to check and take a look at the screen, like is in the right position or not. And my short-term responsibility is to holding a McGonagall roles because she only have like 2 scenes, but it's hard to act sometimes. For me, you have to practice a lot, but it's in short term because I have to a bit less than the sound like director. Interesting. Then the third one, what did you find more challenging about this project, and how did you deal with it? In my personal opinions, I think acting while doing a puppeteering in the same time, because you have to do like together, like you can act and follow the puppet movements, and you have to speak loudly, clearly, and correctly, and you have to move the puppet naturally in the same time, like hey, 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 hello, and you have to move like that, move like this. So what skill were you able to develop during this project? I'm not good at the puppeteering, so I think doing a puppeteering is something that I have to develop, and to focus on the puppet, the puppet movements, which is like the movement can tell you how puppet feel. Like when you angry, you have to push like that, have a tips for that you have to do to follow to make it naturally like puppets can speak. I couldn't agree more. And what did you find most enjoy in this project, and why? I'm very enjoy learning to act the character that I role, which is like for example, McGonagall is a teacher in Hogwarts, right? So I have to be like the teacher, to smart, not that smart, but you just act, you just pretend it. We're here with the last one. What would you have done differently if you had to do a project like this again? Just if, right? If I had to do a project like this again, I think I should do like project planning first thing, and the great communication with members in your team, in your group, and focus on qualities and great communication. But the keys of successful, I think, is the time management, because if you're late, you can't do your work. If your member's late, you can't do your work. If you can't manage your work time, work-life balance like that, you will fail your project. Yeah, for sure. Thank you for your interview today. See you next time. Hope to see you again too. Goodbye.
So the house that I belong to is Gryffindor, and my title/role in the project is mainly that I am a deputy, meaning that I have to help my house captain with anything that she wants, whether that's doing something or making scenes, making appointments. And for the actual project, I am also the narrator. Short-term responsibilities that I had to do was making the hand puppets, which was Harry and Hagrid, and Mika Book and Ohm had to do that in the middle of a shopping mall, which was fun, and I think it came out really good. As well as I had to write the script for chapter 10, and my long-term responsibilities is that I am the house deputy, so I'm helping Gryffindor the best I can. What I found most challenging about the project is communication with our house members, because it was really hard at first. A lot of people weren't reading the line group, and they weren't doing what they were supposed to do. So how we dealt with it was basically we kind of called everyone to an in-person meeting and let them understand how like hard it was for us to do this project without their commitment, and that changed a lot of people's perspective, and that helps a lot with the communication thing. What I enjoyed most about this project was the memories that I shared with my friends, because we had a lot of laughs together. It's really fun. Like, while making the puppet, we kind of shared memories and stuff together, and we helped each other, and we had a lot of fun in that. So I really enjoyed that, especially during recording time as well. I developed a lot of skills during this project. One of them being patience, because I usually am, a pretty impatient person. So I get ticked off sometimes when things don't go the way I want them to go, as well as time management, because I also struggle with that sometimes. And responsibility as well is, I feel like, the three main skills that I've learned in this project, as well as teamwork. What I would have done differently if I had to do this project again was to try and communicate and converse with my team members from the start, because I feel like since we didn't really push them when the project started, they just kind of always started slacking the whole time. So pushing them from the start might have done something and changed the way they think about doing this project.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sasanisha Utong, and my number is 14. So today, I'm going to be answering all of the interview questions in this video. Let's go. For the first question, to which house did I belong to, and which role am I? So actually, I'm in the Gryffindor house, and I work as the stage director assistant. Let's proceed to number 2. What is the short-term and long-term responsibility that I have? So for the short-term, it's usually when my friend want to go to the toilet, right? So I help them to set the camera first, and after they came back, I just let them do their part. And for the long-term, so I help my friend to write the chapter 10 script of the Harry Potter, and sometimes I help the stage director to find the corner of the best shooting, and we help each other to, okay, so what should I add in this scene to make it amazing and beautiful in our project. Number 3, what did I find the most challenging about this project, and how did I deal with it? The most challenging part is, I think, the way we communicate, because sometimes when we have the online communicate, right, the details must be a bit changed. So we decided to find the exact date for our free time. For example, if I'm free on Thursday and my friend are free too, so we decided to meet each other at school and try to work together as a teammate and talk to each other face to face to make the easy way and understand each other easily. Number 4, what did I enjoy the most about this project and why? I really enjoy about when we are shooting together with the green screen. So the reason is because I think it's the best way how we make the relationship with our friend and how to work together as the best teammates and as a good workers. Let's proceed to number 5. What skills were you able to develop during this project? I think it's about the communication skills, because in this project we have to communicate a lot to make the product and the best quality of this product.
and how we work together as a team. Yeah. The last question is for number 6. What would I have done differently if I had to do the project like this again? Okay, so for me, I think I will be more responsibility, and I will be sending the work on time than before, and try to finish it before the deadline. And we have to always work together as a teammate and don't try to separate from the other, because we have a problem like the project won't be able to finish and perfect, right? So bye bye, thank you.
1. To which how did you belong and what was your title or role in the project? I belong to Slytherin House. My role is an actress. I act actress Weasley. I help my friend with making sock puppet and paper puppets. My another role is an extra voice, and I voice a snake. 2. What short-term and long-term responsibility did you have? My short-term responsibility is to help my friends making puppets, while my long-term responsibility is being an actor and promoting puppet shows. 3. What did you find more challenging about this project, and how did you deal with it? I think when it was during making the puppet, since we had to work together, which if the duty are not well divided, it will cause the work to be delayed and confusing. The puppets might have a strong body and might be decorate right the character. I find quite challenging and do it to buying it together with friends. We share duty. If someone has late duty, they usually help other people doing other things that they're good at in order to make the bed work in Slytherin House. 4. What did you enjoy most about this project and why? I think I really enjoy recording the puppet scene. I think as a snake, because I have to wear green shirts, which I really like it. I feel like it's so easy and it's fun though. I really enjoy it. 5. What skill were you able to develop during this project? I feel like that the project had increased and my responsibility. It helped me and my friends to get to know each other better. I'm currently acting for the puppet show. It's a new thing. I have never done it before, and it's fun even though I cannot do it very well. 6. What would you have done different? 6. What would you have done different? 6. What would you have done differently if you had to do project like it again? I would like to change from making puppet show into real show, where it use people to perform. I feel like it would be funnier than the puppet show, and people might be even more interested in this than their puppet show for sure. Because in order to make a puppet show, we have to make a puppet by equipment and find the time to do the work. It is very hard and take a long time to do the work.
Hi, my name is An. Today I'll be doing the interview question for the project Puppet Show. Let's get started. First question, to which house did you belong to and what was the title or role in the project? I belong to Ravenclaw and my role is acting. The reason I choose Ravenclaw, actually, for starter, I did not choose Ravenclaw at first. I chose Gryffindor. But for some reason, I end up in Ravenclaw. For some of the reason I choose acting is because acting is fun and enjoyable, and I want to play the main character, so yeah, that is why I choose acting. Second question, what short-term and long-term responsibilities did you have? I am not sure if I get this right, but in short term, I did submit some jokes for the script, because the house captain said so. The reason why I have to do that is because our theme is comedy. In long term, as an actor, my responsibility is to remember the script, controlling the puppet, and act. And actually, yeah, I think that is all for the long-term responsibilities. Now proceed to question number 3. What did you find most challenging about this project, and how did you deal with it? I actually find acting and memorizing the script to be the least problematic of all. The most problematic part about acting in puppet show is that controlling the puppet is actually very hard. Actually, I thought it was gonna be easy until I try it. It's very hard. But I managed to survive through the like not casting, like the takes. So how do I deal with it? I actually tolerate through it. I actually try to find a way to make the pain to minimize the pain, but actually, yeah, I think some of the way I used to like to make me tolerate pain more easily is that sometimes I use my knee to push my arm like this so that my arm do not fall even though my arm is already sore. And number 4, proceed to next question. Number 4, which is, what did you enjoy most about this project and why? For me personally, it's acting. In my opinion, it's very fun and very enjoyable. The reason why I think it's fun and enjoyable because I'm not sure. It's just fun and enjoying. And sometimes when I saw some people suffer when they suffer the same fate as me, when they do the puppet and they kind of have a sore arm as well. Sometimes the cast can be it's kind of enjoyable there. Yeah, most people are friendly and there are laughter from time to time in the casting. That's why I found it enjoyable. The environment and atmosphere is amazing. Number 5. What skills were you able to develop during this project? I believe it to be acting skills, mainly in voice. Because I get to practice a lot, I believe that is the reason. But from when I say practice in acting, when I say mainly in voice, I mean mainly in voice, not facial acting, or not facial, face acting, or so more voice delivery, not facial acting, more like a voice delivery. The last question, what would you done differently if you had to do the project or do a project like this again? I actually might choose other roles. That is probably what I'm gonna do differently if I have to do this project like this again. So because I actually if I get to do this project again, a project like this again, I actually would, in my opinion, for myself, I would actually choose not choose acting anymore. I would choose stage director, or maybe not house captain. That's too much responsibilities. Let's see. I would be something like stage directors or something like that. Stage director. Yeah, that would be the role that I would pick differently, or thing that I would done differently if I ever get to do a project like this again. And that is all. Thank you for listening. My name is Bulakit Nisarika. My number is 20. My student number is 025985. And thank you for listening again. Goodbye. Have a great day.